Today, we're going to talk about the only casino in the city of New York. It's called Resorts World New York City. Normally, when I feel like going to a casino, I make a trip to Las Vegas, Nevada, because I live in Los Angeles and it's only 4 hours by car, so I make the trip multiple times per year. This time, I'm in New York City and this is where I'm from, so I guess this place is like the Las Vegas of New York. But anyway, I stopped here in fall 2023, and I'm going to tell you what you need to know about this casino, from where this place is to should you even try to find it. So let's get started. First, let's talk about the location. Resorts World is located in Jamaica, New York, which is inside the borough of Queens. This casino is about 10-minute drive from the JFK International Airport and a 1 to 2 hour drive if you are coming from Manhattan, depending on traffic. If you are taking public transit, there are many ways to get here, so I can't cover them all. But the way I got here was from Times Square in Manhattan, and I took the subway in addition to the bus. But one thing to note is even though the website says it's an easy trip on the A train, that was not my experience. On my way here, I took the A train, which was running on a modified route. In fact, the modification was so drastic that about 3/4 of the stations in Queens it was supposed to go to were under some kind of construction. This was a major inconvenience because we had to leave the train and take the bus that we needed to wait 30 minutes for in the rain. This bus was crowded and had so many stops that if I knew this ahead of time, I would have never tried to make this trip. But once I was on the bus, there was no turning back. Plus, I really wanted to see this casino and if it was worth the trip, and maybe even check out that Hyatt next door to see if in the future want to plan a multi-day trip. After the 1 hour bus ride, we finally got to the casino. It was a weekend evening, but there didn't seem to be anyone outside. In fact, the area seemed very quiet. I was surprised about that because being the only casino in New York, I thought it would be crowded. I was pleased to see there were so many slot machines. The website says there's about 6,500, so that is quite a bit of variety. We did find enough slots to play and enjoy our time. The casino was bright and clean, and there was plenty of space for walking. There were less crowds than I expected, and the people were unusually quiet. Definitely no partygoers here. Crowd was mostly calm, 1 or 2 person groups just casually gambling away. As far as our experience with the slot payouts, I would say below average. We don't gamble much anyway, but these slots were not very friendly to us. Normally, we do see more wins than we experience here. After we played for a while, we toured around, saw the Hyatt Hotel, which was nice and higher end. We always liked the Hyatt Regency as a hotel brand, but this location did not interest us for a future trip. This area here is just too quiet. I know there are some nice areas here, but even to go around Queens from this area can be a challenge because of how the subways work, and we're all the way out here by the airport. As a New Yorker, I never liked taking the bus to places I wasn't familiar with because New York has some areas that aren't that nice, and you never know if your bus is going to take you through one of those. But anyway, the casino had some food options, including a food court and a diner, possibly some other restaurants too. Overall, the slots were decent, but the vibe here was low energy. On the way home, we had a lot of trouble getting back because no one who worked here seemed to know the best way back to Manhattan or which trains were working or not. We were directed to the A train, which was a long walk, but then we found out that that station was completely abandoned. I mean, this is not an area you wanted to be in. Nothing I would expect as part of a main casino transportation system, especially on a weekend night. We found some obscure signs that said the train was not running and there was an arrow. We walked and found a place where we were supposed to catch an alternate bus. So we ran for the bus and got on, and it took us over an hour to get to the closest A train station. The bus was very crowded and after a few stops was not comfortable to ride at all. After the bus, we took a train for another hour till we were finally back in Times Square. I know this was just one visit, but based on my experience, I really don't think I'll be back here. Our way back took us almost 3 hours, and for that time, I can get to Atlantic City, New Jersey, which is a place I would definitely recommend over this trip to Resorts World. Thank you for watching, and you can watch one of these videos next to help maximize your travel.